Okay, so I really wanted to do something weird, like have a bar down there, just like squat up as a start, and just like be weird. But no, we're not going to do that today. Enough of that shit. Serious stuff, people. Serious fucking stuff. If you can hear cars, I'm in the gym, and like there's cars right there. I pitched it to my Snapchat, and in the last video we do topics and cover topics that you want me to cover. So one of the most popular ones that I got asked was leg training, how I brought up my legs, how I train my legs, how I would recommend someone who has weak legs or their legs at their weak point, how would I get them to train or how they should train. So I'm going to run through that now. Now before I get into this, and whoever's watching, this is more of an opinion, and this is what I found has worked for me. I'm very strong, it's my strongest body part. I'm prepping for the spring. The last dude that was prepping him asked me to do his leg training between the Mr. Cork and Nationals, and he said that he put 2 inches on his legs in that space of time, 2 or so inches. So that wasn't me directly training him on it, that was me giving him just the odd workout here and there. So it's something that I do feel I'm good at, but again, it's just my opinion, and I feel like this, what I'm about to write up here on this big sexy whiteboard, will help you bring up your legs if they're a weak point. I'm going to write a lot of unnecessary shit on this, like what I'm about to say right now, I'm going to write on the board and just wipe it out. Why? Because it took me 20 minutes and a rotator cuff to wipe this bitch down. It was not easy. So the main way is, I hope you can see this as well. If whatever way I edit this, I might have to just subtitle it. You'll be able to see. A lot of people and a lot of misconceptions with leg training is that you have to train them more than once a week, which is not necessarily true, although it can help. But it's just down to a lot of people where they fall down on their leg training is just how they approach it. And not a lot of people train hard enough. If you feel like you train hard enough, you're probably wrong if you're looking at this video wondering how to bring up your legs, because you're not training hard enough. Some dude comes in, squats heavy, does some heavy ass leg press, does some leg curls, pukes and leaves the gym. Yeah, okay, that was a hard session, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are getting what you need from that session. And legs are one of the easiest things to do from training. It's an easy one to make yourself sick from because it's very uncomfortable and it's very hard. It is just all of the leg exercises, most of them are hard. They can all be made very hard. So people feel like they come in and they kill themselves and that they're doing the right thing for their legs, and then 6 months down the line they're looking at themselves going, why do I still have these toothpicks? Yeah, it's about your approach to training, and it's not about training hard, it's about training smart. Periodization. Yes, I do right like my left foot. If you could actually see that, you wouldn't be able to read it anyway. Periodization is phasing out your training, and it's basically how you take your training and how you map it out, how you map one workout, how you map out the next few workouts in a week or in a month or over a year. I'm a firm believer in never doing the same session 2 weeks in a row, and as much as I am a firm believer in that, I still will do the same session a few weeks in a row. So I split up my training, and there's a reason for that. You know, as much as I hate saying it, you do want to kind of trick your body into, you know, you want to confuse your body. I hate saying it, but there is a kind of a point there. There is a kind of a meaning there, and that is kind of true in a sense. If you do the same session with the same weights for a whole year, you know, your body's just going to adapt to that. You're going to, you know, eventually your body will just take to that and be fine with that. So what I do is I break it up into cycles. They're basically called mesocycles, and I split them into 3 weeks. It's just a smaller cycle. It's a smaller cycle. So let's say 12 weeks is the full cycle. I did workout plans for Go Beyond, and I had a 12-week training program, and they were split up into 4-week mesocycles. So over 4 weeks, the training was a particular way. So for example, say you have 4 weeks, 4 weeks, and 4 weeks over a 12-week period. Okay? Now this is just with leg training alone. In the first 4 weeks, everything is 6 to 8 reps and 90 to 120 seconds rest. in between every set. So you take a minimum of 90, a maximum of 120 seconds in between your rest, in between your sets. 6 to 8 reps in between each set. I'll actually go into what 6 to 8 means as well, because a lot of people kind of take that as CrossFit. We'll do 60 to 90. 10 to 12 reps, my writing is atrocious, and 60 to 90 seconds rest in between sets. In the second measure cycle, the last one obviously they go, let's say 15 to 25, 30 seconds rest in between sets. And then that can branch off into, there goes the lid, into just nothing there. And then you can encounter drop sets in this one. And then you can do rest pause, drop sets, supersets. So that's basically how you could cycle your training. And that in itself is something that, you know, you could have a particular plan. You could use the same workout for that. So if you use like basically squat, leg press, stiff legs, and let's say heavy or good mornings in that one, you could use that for the same one and get the most benefit out of the same sequence of exercises. That's the main thing that people fall down on, is doing the same workout constantly and not changing things up a lot. The example I gave you just there is actually very similar to the Y3T method. If you've not seen that, you should go check that out. And that's another thing as well, when you're struggling with your leg training, don't be afraid to go buy workouts or ebooks off some of the top coaches. There's some great ideas in there. But yeah, just with the reps, so 12 reps. What does that mean? So if I prescribe you a workout plan and you see, let me see, flat flies, 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. And this is the way you should approach all your training. If this is something that will help you so much when you look at, you know, I know a lot of people out there will Google a lot of workouts and stuff like that. So this will help you an awful lot with that. 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. That doesn't mean grab a pair of files, let's say you do a set of 12, the next set of 12, and then the third one a bit, just go heavier on each one. Set of 10, maybe you get a little bit of pump in there, but not a lot. You know, what that basically means, that's not what you do. The way I would approach it is take your sets to warm up. So if you're doing flies, let's say, you know, come in, warm everything up. If it's the first exercise, warm everything up, make sure everything is moving the right way. Just get some blood in. And you know, take 3 sets before you get to your working sets. These are working sets, that's what they are. You know, you don't want to just go in and just do 3 sets and leave it at that, because you don't get anything really out of that. So you want to make 3 sets worth it. Do 3 sets, warm up, find a weight that you're comfortable with doing 10 with. And you want to get 10 minimum and barely get 12. So you want to just be able to get 12. When it says 12, it gives you a high-end rep range. You want to just be able to get that. A weight that you could get about 10 out of, and if you can squeeze out 12, to squeeze out 12. But you know, it doesn't matter if you don't hit that. You don't have to hit that number. Like, you could pick up a weight and just about get 9 and just go, oh fuck no, I couldn't get that, and drop it, and fine, that's good, that's what you're looking for. Always add an extra set on as a warm-up set, or a set or 2 to just get up to your working set. So they're your working sets, and them 3 working sets are when you literally do that, you work and you put in all the effort that you can, and just about get the reps prescribed. So we basically talked about phasing, how to phase your training, and just kind of an idea on how that will help, and how, you know, if you're using the one workout, how you can swap it around over a 12-week period to get the most out of it. And the reps that I described as well are legit. You can use them as well and follow them when you go back and screenshot them or whatever. You can use that. I don't know if you can see that on the board, but you know, just hit me up and I'll send you them. The one thing I always do, and I'd say it's the bread and butter of what helped me grow my legs. It's the one thing I would actually contribute a lot of my leg growth and development to, is pre-exhaust training. So it's basically taking your muscle and finishing it before you start. I'll show you a workout that I use. I'll show you a workout that I use, and I'll give you an example. Leg extension squats, leg press, stiff leg curl, calf raise. This is basically my main leg workout. That's the main leg workout that I normally do. So pre-exhaust, basically at the start you see 4 sets of 25 leg extensions. 4 or 5 really, and with 25, and that's basically, you start off, let's say, you start off with 30 kilos on the rack, and you go up a plate or two every set, and you do 25 big squeeze at the top for each rep. And basically, if you do these right, your quads should feel like they don't want any more attention than that. That should actually basically feel enough for your legs. Yeah, so basically you're going into a squat straight after leg extension. So, you know, there's not a worse feeling than getting off a leg extension with your quads on fire after 4 sets of 25 and jumping under a squat bar. But I guarantee you that is going to make them grow. You're basically just giving them no other option, really. But that does more for you than just pre-exhaust the muscle and help it grow more and develop more. It actually is good for joint health and gets blood around the knees. A few sites that are very, very popular, you see like the principles of leg training, and the first one is start with a squat and you go straight into the squat, and it's very easy to not warm up properly for squats, and that's when a lot of knee injuries occur. It's going to make for injury prevention, but it's going to help them grow and develop. So 5 pre-exhaust, squats up to whatever, 4 sets of 10 to 12 on the leg press then after that, just to finish them off. And that is that thing that I'm on about, where 4 sets, they're 4 working sets, you know, at a plate each time, but work up. So do a set without any weight on it. Throw a plate aside, another warm-up set, another plate aside, another warm-up set. And then when you feel like there's 3 plates aside that you can kind of go, right, okay, I'm feeling like I'm pretty fucked. And you know, again, it's not about weight, it's about how you feel. Right, you know, I'm going to throw 3 plates on, and this is going to be my first set. Grind out 10 to 12, next set another plate on or half a plate on, and just go that way. Like let's say you get to 4 plates and you're like, right, I just about got 10 there. Stick with that weight and do it for the 4 working sets. Once you feel like you're getting the most work out of that, you have to be honest with yourself when you're training your legs, and you don't want to take a piss out of yourself, because it's only you that's going to, you know, lose out there. Because if you're going in and you're kind of convincing yourself that, you know, 2.5, 3 plates is enough when you could really use 4 or 5 aside, you know, well, then you're losing out there, and you're the one that's going to continue to, you know, cry about having shitty legs. When you're working sets again. Stiff legs then, same idea as your squats. Kind of go up heavy, work your way up, a few warm-up sets. Your hands will kind of get touched on a little bit with your squat if you're going deep enough, and same with your glutes. So again, that's why we do this, because you just warm-up sets. Start with the bar, whatever weight on it to start, and then just pyramid it up until you get to a good heavy set. And then you can do a drop set at the end or whatever. Then leg curls, kind of the same concept as the leg extensions, but this is basically as a finisher for stiff legs. 4 sets of 20, but a final set you use a drop set. And that's something you can use in your pre-exhaust as well, something I've done as well. And calf raise is the same as you do calves, every other. But yeah, so that's basically a good example of a really good leg workout for weak points. Keep it instinctual, and when you feel like your legs are back to normal, you know, the first time you try a leg workout like that could be something new that you've never tried before. You know, it could take you maybe 10 days to recover properly again. You know, it's happened to me where I've had leg workouts, the likes of Larry Doyle, who's a hard mofo, and my legs were like sort of touch like 6 days later, let alone squeeze or walk around on. So, yeah, so that's something you can do every so many days when you're ready to go again, and get a great long use out of. Then again, you don't want to get used to that. So there's a few different ways that you can take this exact workout and turn it on its head, actually literally, and still get a good use out of it. So with the leg curls, I said that was used as a finishing move, but in the same style as the pre-exhaust. And there's no reason why you can't flip that around. It's going to give the same kind of idea, finisher, pre-exhaust. Like pre-exhaust takes an unworked muscle and works it until it's not worth working anymore, and then you work it. But a finisher takes a worked muscle and just bleeds it dry and drains every last drop of shit out of it that there is. So that's when you can basically turn this on its head and start with leg curls. You know, pre-exhaust your leg curls, go into stiff legs, then into heavy leg press, then do your squats the same way. And you'll find that you'll actually be looser to squat. You'll squat a lot better if you start off with hams. And then finish off with leg extensions. And I guarantee you, the leg extensions will be equally as painful as before, if not more so. And again, you'll get great use out of that. So do this after doing that workout there. We'll go together. That's basically it really. I'm not gonna, I hope it's something that can help people. I know I tend to get a little bit, this is something that I wrote down and kind of mapped out a little bit, but my mind moves at a million miles an hour, and a lot of different things come into my mind when I get in front of the camera and start actually trying to map something out. So that's something that I'll improve with over time. But if there's something that I didn't touch on, or something that you maybe didn't understand, or I might have said arseways, just feel free to hit me up on Facebook. You can just find me under my name. Snapchat Calvin_B. You can just text me on that, or anything like that. Comment on the video. Comment on my Instagram. Anything at all. Send me fucking letters. Send me fucking milk at them, or send me white cans of Monster. Yeah, you can just contact me whatever way, or don't. You don't have to. Whatever. It's cool. But yeah, so that's basically it. Hope it helped. Till next time.